call. Get this call. And I'm going to call this episode part 2 of the effery. You know what I mean by effery, right? Of people's nonsense. This man, Dan, shout out to Dan, lives in Pocatello. He calls me, says, Eddie, leaves a message on my my fake AI lady. But before that, I need to talk about one of the greatest changes I made in 2025. Hear me out. I have been detailing Pocatello professionally as a company over 5 years in business, not just, one of these hacks in the garage that don't have a business license, don't have insurance. I mean, legit business over 5 years. I've had the same customers come back to me in over 5 years. In those 5 years, I took what I learned in the IT space, created my own website here, right? I'll put a picture here, you see details. Doesn't look as good as some, but it's great enough for me, gets the information up front, has call to actions. I made it personable. In that, I created a forum. Now, my goal was to capture information because the generation we live in, people don't really want to talk. Some do, some do not. Some just want to get to the point. Nonetheless, I created a forum, and you're like, why is he starting this way? You got to hear me out. The biggest change I ever made in my detailing business. And when you go to this forum, the form would fill out, and I created a Zapier, which is, integration that allows you to send it to my phone. I missed, going back in the last 7 months, I missed 82 requests. 82 requests. Never even saw it, because I was assuming my integration was working. So that's a me problem, right? So when I made a switch to Jobber, shout out to the sponsor of this video, Jobber, I have increased my business in the last 4 months, 40%. I have more codings, I have more requests, I have more quotes going out. Why they were able to do it, and this is important, I'm gonna play the clip here, is they have a request form that you create, you generate, you make it how you want. And in that request form, I am now able to ask the right questions. What's the condition of your car? I need photos, that's required. What's the condition outside? I need photos, that's required. I'm able to see the condition of the car up front without wasting my cotton pick time. Go in, quote them right away on the same app, and the requests keep coming. So greatest change I ever made in 2025 was using Jobber, because not everything lives in one app. I no longer have to do that. It says I'm looking for a paint corrector. Now, when they're asking for a paint corrector, you and I know something happened. When he says I need paint corrected, they're about their business. Dan comes to my house. I'm in the middle of doing a Ford F350. You saw that on the live. He says, look at this car. I look at it, and I'm going to play the clips of that video of the nonsense. Look, I'm upset because it's a bad name. There was a big shop in Idaho Falls. Now, if you're watching this and you're in Idaho Falls, you are a dumpster fire. Not people living there, but people doing this work. The whole car, same rotary marks like Justin's in Montana. Tale of Two Cities. Now, I'm gonna name the new episode or new series, Fix My Ride by EC, or something weird, right? So now he brings it to me. Now, this guy's super particular. Dan hand washes his car, cleans his interior. He doesn't mess around. He takes his pride in his awareness. It's 12 years old. It looks amazing. 12 years old looks amazing. So he noticed it right away that it was damaged. Frustrates me. But we're going to fix it. I'm only charging him for the paint correction. I'm going to show you the car here. It is damaged from end to end. They even left deeper rids, or it looks like trails or pigtails on the side of the car. On the other side that he didn't want fixed, he just wanted one door done. They did the whole side to side, super damaged. Now we're gonna rinseless wash the whole car using Nemesis V2. We're going to contact wash it. And then even though it doesn't need it, I am going to clay the whole car as well. And then we're gonna paint correct that. And that portion you and I are gonna do on camera together. And then I'm gonna walk you through how to apply DIY's T2 5-year coating. Now I'm pretty excited about this. I've applied several of the old generations of his coating here in EC Details for long since they came out. I remember the first one he created a while ago, the first iteration, I think 3 years ago, and he used to just call it DIY coating. So this is 5-year. It's a real nice presentation. I do like the foam box. I do like that you get this. It looks better than what we ship our stuff in. Taking shots at myself. Ship our stuff in. On the bottle itself, he has all the QR code information in the back. So if you ever need to find out what that is, that should be 5 years, up to 5 years. Now I am going to tell you, Dan, if you're watching this, I want to maintain your car every year or something, just to make sure that the coating hasn't failed within the first year. DIYs here, panel prep. I am going to use BDE version 2, all this right now. Everything in this video links description below. BDE V2 for the tire, to clean the tire and reset the tire. And then we're gonna use Nemesis. Now, I was gonna consider using a hybrid wash using Hard Wash V2, but I don't feel like this needs it. And I want to make sure I spend more time on the things that matter. So me getting to the point of paint correction, let's get rolling. I'm gonna play a montage of me cleaning the car, and then we'll get back and paint correct it. All right, so we finished washing the car. We finished doing the rims and tires. I want to show you a section of the hood that's super contaminated. It sounds like sandpaper. I'm going to use a clay lube. Like, Eddie, why don't you just use rinseless? But I have to get out. I'm testing this clay lube just to test it. And I've always been one before, a long time ago, I would use NB Purity, which is a clay lube with iron in it. I would use iron removal. I know there's a whole bunch of crap you could do, but I'm going to use a clay lube. I'm going to use this. If it requires a bar, I'm going to put a bar on the hood. The hood is pretty bad. And then the right tailgate to the right of here, I need to do it. So I'm just gonna do the whole car real quick, but I'm gonna show you my process of doing it, show you why I'm going this step, and then let's get rolling. So you can see it here. You hear that? That is the hood. That's nuts. That is disgusting. I don't know what's on there. I always spray my clay lube on there so I don't introduce marring, and it sounds like sandpaper. You hear that, right? That's nuts. And it's the whole hood that seems to have some type of like overspray. And then I'll come in with a drying towel. I use drying towels because I can. You can use whatever you want. And bam, now hear this. You hear that? Yeah. Nothing. So I'm gonna clay the whole car. We're gonna finish this, come back, and we'll start polishing. All right, so now time to cut paint. We finished the wash job. We did the clay bar. We did everything. I'm gonna go over what I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna test it. I have a feeling I already know what's gonna work based on the softness of the paint on this side. Oh, Drago. He's been using Endgame with Fiero, and I'm not doing a two-step here, but I'm thinking Endgame with either a blue pad, if that's too aggressive, come back with a Picar Orange, or either that or Picar O2. And then one that I go to in case the paint's like devilishly soft and I can't get it done is Leale from La Cosmetica, or Regeneration from Angel X. I'm gonna do a test spot here. I wanna get as close as perfect with a one-step versus coming in and having to do wool. So we'll do a test spot together to see what I like. I'm gonna just go straight to Picar, see if I could get that done. Tool I'm using today, DIY seam fitting. I love this thing, by the way. I have dropped it 4 times and it's still holding up. I'm not saying it's indestructible, but you can see where I dropped it. So, you know, you work, bro, it's life. Nothing you can do about it, brother. Put the pad on, Picar pad. I'm gonna damage all the dumpster because the one dude didn't know how to paint correct. Shout out to the guy in Idaho Falls. Again, he's not paying for perfection, but I am trying to see how close I can get. Let's get you over here. That tells more of a representation of it. You see that? Right here. Let's get you back a little bit. Let's get you here. Boom. I did blow my pad out. I did clean my pad. Not sure why it's dusty. And then you want to work the diminishing abrasive until it turns kind of see-through. And then I just come in, bang that out. Now again, it was only dust. I don't know why. I cleaned all my pads this week. I usually wait until I have a pile of them to clean them because I do a lot of paint corrections. So I don't want to be cleaning pads every 2 days. All right, Picar 02, too aggressive. You're like, I thought it was one step. Yeah, but paint system, right? This seems finicky, soft. It left a haze. And I use their pad and stuff. So backup plan. I already know Picar 02 is going to be too aggressive. Endgame is going to be too aggressive because it's a compound all-in-oneer. It'll haze out as well. So we're going to use Lava Cosmetica Leale. Now, the special thing about Leale is it's made for sensitive paint. Read it on the bottle. I didn't say it. They said themselves. Boom. Special for sensitive paint. It's a medium cut compound. We are going to see if we can get it looking right, make sure it doesn't haze out. And this is just part of the procedure I do. So I got a blue pad here, a detail coat blue pad from Buff and Shine. I'm gonna give it 4 dollops. And then we're gonna go to work. So to make sure that I am right here, we are actually going to do this section here. We're going to do this section here just because I will know up front if this is too much or do I need to go to a less aggressive pad. All right, now I already feel like we found the winner. Again, we just have to make sure there is no hazing. If not, yeah, holy crap, it's perfect. So Leale for sensitive paint does God's work. And you could tell right here, as I put the camera on there, there's no haze, unlike this part here that is hazy. So we're gonna finish with Leale here. I'm gonna play some B-roll of me cutting the paint, but Leale is the way to go with the blue pad. Blow in between sections, you should be good to go. All right, we finished the car. We finished polishing. I actually went live and did the rest of the polishing live. There was a couple spots that required a little more finesse. So Leale did 90% of the work. So we used Leale for the paint. And then what I did was on sections that required it, gold standard, because it looks like a repainted panel on this side. Because even when I went in with Endgame to fix some scratches, it didn't let me finish well with this. So I had to use the gold standard polish with that. On this section of the paint though, I'll show you a clip here. We went back over this section real quick, buzz through with C6 app polish. And now we are ready for the ceramic coat. He didn't pay for this. Again, shout out to DIY for sending me this. And then here's what you get in the box. You get a coating and applicator. This is their T2, Type 2, 5-year coating, rapid cure technology, 30 mils. You get a sweet applicator. I actually love these. I have like 15 in the shop. We use this in Omaha when we were doing the Mercedes-Benz. I really enjoyed it, actually. It was pretty nice. Cool thing about this is you can reuse it, he says. I usually use it for like trims afterwards so I don't scratch my paint. Always shake your bottle. And we're gonna do this section. The cool thing about the app polish is you do not require to panel prep. So I'm doing one half with app, the other one with panel prep, and then we'll get rolling. Get yourself 2 microfibers. We're out of level 1, so I'm using the Edge V1, and then I'm using the final level as my 2 towels for this job. Open the bottle up. Let me smell it. Oh, it doesn't smell as aggressive as it used to be. You want to come in and then pour it on. Just prime your applicator. And then we're gonna do this section together, and I'm gonna show you how to install T2. All right, so I'm gonna box it in. I always box in the section I'm doing. And the cool thing about this is you come in and you do circles. And it makes it so you don't fatigue yourself or having to worry about overlapping or did I cross hatch it well enough. The circle method that Ivan preaches allows you to level it consistently and then not having to worry about missing a spot. So layer upon itself, the cues, the social cues for this is some separation. It looks like it is going to flash in the sense of oil slickness. I will give that some time. I don't know if you can see it on the panel here. Let me see if I get a yellow light on this so you can see it appropriately. But you'll see rainbowing of sort. So you can see the coatings on there. And then what I'll do is I always come in with a plush one and I'll go in sections. Slickness is nuts. Slickness of this coating is wild, actually. Come in, make sure the way I boxed it, I come back with my final level, and that slickness on this T2 is wild. I've never used it first time, but slickness off the charts. Ease of use off the charts. It's about 40 degrees outside. The humidity here is 45%, and there's no high spots. Let's continue on here. Minutes to do this mug. And I'm confident. And the blackness, my Lord, look how black that looks. Let me put you on this. I don't know if you could tell, but look at that. Look, the gloss on that is nuts. Wow. I'm gonna just say this, okay? I'm gonna say this. This coating, never tried it. I tried the old one. The old one was slick, but was not as slick as this. The application is nuts. It rainbows pretty quick, so I like that. I don't have to wait forever. You don't use a lot. So far, application has been nuts. Now, durability, I don't know, but I'm assuming I'll be seeing Dan quite often, so I'll keep you posted on that. On the other side, we use C6 app because I wanted to check to see if slickness is relative to the app being applied or is it just the coating. Cool part about all this too. The panel is black, but you can see it. DIY has nice wetting and it's slick. And it just flashes off. Okay, their panel prep is nice. Like, you know what I like about their panel prep? It's got that NV clarity panel prep smell. It smells like alcohol, so you know there's some good stuff in there. And I try to over apply it to see if it streaks. But man, the flash off on that is beautiful. It's actually real good. That's a great panel prep. And I love panel preps, guys. Like those compounds, rinseless. Kind of my favorite things of detailing. I don't know why. I just like how panel preps go on the panel. They come up, they get removed. It removes all the defect, it removes all the oils and all that crap. And it just makes for a pleasant ride. All right, so grab your ceramic coating. Again, the test here is, did it get slick because of the app or is it slick because of the coating? Prime my pad. I tend to do half, so I'm gonna go make a lake. Come back, I'm gonna box it, box the corners, and then I go in circles. There's many ways to skin a cat. Do it however you want. This is easy for me not to miss spots or the edges. And you could tell if you missed the section because it will be bare versus what you see on the coating. Now, you can see up close how it's, let me see if I can open that up for you so you can see it. You can see how it rainbows here. Okay, so that is how it rainbows. We let that sit for a bit until you see some separation and then a strong rainbow. And then we'll come in. I'm using the edge as my first style, final level as my second. You come in, you wipe. And the wipe off is glorious, man. I come in around my edges, just like you would. So how you box it in is how I usually wipe. I come up and down, just to level my coating. I grab my insurance towel, come in, get that done. And the slickness is the same. So it was not the app making it slick. The coating by its own nature is insanely slick. Like I can't, like that's, wow. It's nice. It's got a nice jetting effect too. Why T2? Let's talk about those, the nuances, the things I loved about it. The slickness, I thought it was from the app. I actually tried it one side with the app, one side with the panel prep. Both were super slick on wipe off. The flash time was perfect. It wasn't too long, it wasn't too short. It was like the perfect flash time. And that's what I like when I'm in the rush, because I don't want to sit here 4 minutes, 5 minutes, let it haze. I don't want to do that crap, right? It's 2025. I want to wipe, put on, wipe off, okay? Do what Luminous does, T2 does it, Thick does it. Like no one wants to hear, I need 2 layers of flash time. No one cares about that, dude. Time is money, and sometimes it's hard, especially with good lighting, to see where you're at. Look, that's all I'm gonna say about that. T2, slick, super slick, easy to apply. The scent, the smell is not as strong as it was before, so it kind of toned down the smell. No PFAs. Now what we have to see is how it does over time. Dan is gonna let me do his maintenance washes, so I'll do an update 6 months from now. That'll be after winter, to see how it lasts through the winter, to see how it did with salt, things of that nature. I don't know the durability first time applying this, but I would say it's a check on all boxes. Ease of use, doesn't smell, flash times were perfect, and the darkening effect, I'll play clips here, of this car is nuts. It gave it a beautiful, rich, dark look on the paint, and I'm jazzed about it. I'm super stoked. With that said, everything I used in the video, links in the description below. Detailers, my friends, those are starting out. I want to be a detailer. Learn your craft. It's kind of like when you go to school to learn something. Learn the craft, the basics. You don't need a rotary everything. Please, Lord help us. DA, learn the DA. Then learn the rotary on your car. And then put it in the sun to see if your car looks like trash. If it does, that tells you that you need to finish it down. This could have been, perfect example of another 4 hours of someone's life trying to cut it. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, like, he shouldn't have to go through this as a customer. Anyway, hit the like, hit subscribe. If you haven't yet, watch this video of my winter rinseless wash process. And breast cancer sucks. We're out.